Hello, this is the Tepid Coder. In this video, I want to continue where I left off in the previous video where I was talking about parsing, using regular expressions. So, what I thought I would do here is make a video where I'm actually parsing log files from an MMO called Everquest. And in this MMO, there's going to be a set format for all the damage you do. And it's got a date, it's got like who's doing the damage, it's got skills going up and stuff. Like right here's a line I can parse. You slash a burnt protector for 13 points of damage. So let's take this. And I'm actually going to use this line here inside of a website that lets you work on regular expressions rather. So let's do that. Go over to new tab here. Come on. Come on. There we go. There's regex101.com. This will let you test regular expressions. So I have something like this, right? First of all, I want to match these brackets from Zet literally. But then we have something like a day of the week. I don't really care about the day of the week, so I can kind of skip that. There's \W means a word character. So that plus space. I'm going to say we have another word character. It's going to be like October's the month, right? That plus. I'm going to capture the month. I want that. And actually, do I want that? I don't think I do. I'm going to skip that. I don't really care about that. But if someone's like fighting at midnight, the date's going to change, right? So I do need to know the month day. If the day changes, then I'll have to factor that in with the time that changes as well. Okay. So next after that we have a number plus, okay. We're going to capture that number. And then there's space. We have, it's going to be two numbers, colon, something. If I don't want a plus, I want two there. Okay, let's copy and paste it a couple times. So I need to be that, no colon. And we're going to capture that. Okay. After that happens, I need space and then another number. This one's going to be something I capture, and it's going to be 4 digits long. There. So I'm matching that now. I don't care what the day of the week. I don't care what month it is. I just care what day we're on. That way, if this changes, I can work with it. Okay, and I care about the year, I guess. Do I care about the year? I don't think I do. I'm not going to capture the year. There we go. And I could say, I don't know about necessarily it being your DPS. I might want to capture anybody's DPS. So I'm going to say a new word character, plus. Okay, we're going to capture that. It could be someone's DPS. And what they do is going to be our verb here. They kick it, they slash it, they bite it, they do something to it. So that plus, okay. Then we have some kind of a, what do I say? We have an entity that's getting hit. I don't really care about that. So what I want to do is anything that is not a number plus. And then I'm going to take the number, which is going to be a number, that plus what I'm capturing. Cool. So now what do we have here? Our group 1 is 18. That's the day of the month. Cool. Group 2 is going to be our time, right? Time of day. It's in military time. And then we have who's doing the action. You're the one slashing. Okay, and what are you doing? You're slashing. Could be biting, could be kicking, could be bashing, could be whatever. And how much damage you did is right here. Touch group 5. So that's pretty cool. I can take this exact thing right here, and I can put it into a C++ application and use it. Alright, so let's start a file here. I'm going to need iostream. I'm going to need string. I'm going to need regex. I'm going to need fstream eventually, because I'll be parsing this from a file. Okay. Alright, so let's get started here. First thing I want to do, let's make a regular expression string. So I'm going to call it regex. I'll call it DPS regex. So I'm going to say it's a thing from the site that I just used, which is over here. Okay. Copy this regular expression. Let's paste that in. But in order to do that, I need to use a raw string, since it only has one escape for each. I'm going to use a # for my delimiter. I'm going to end the string with that. Okay. There we go. Now let's make something to search. So stir, let's call it DPS line equals. I'm just going to use that same line that I was parsing in here. See if it matches. So over here, we're going to do that verbatim. Let's make a standard regular expression object. So standard regex re, let's call it DPS regex. Okay, we're going to initialize that with the stir DPS regex. Okay. And the flags I'm going to give it are standard regex constants ECMA script. I'll do standard regex. Oops. Lowercase regex constant. iCase. Yeah, that should be fine for that. Okay, and then I need to do what else? First, I'm gonna just see if it matches. So bool be matched equals standard regex match. I didn't show this last time. This will just turn true if it matches the string. This pattern matches, this pattern right here matches the string. Okay, so let's see, you test, I think it is the haystack first, so let's say stir DPS line is what I'm matching. It's going to go into something called matches, so ds match, matches, and then what I'm using to match is the regular expression, so it's redps regex. Okay, cool. Now I can say if the matched, we're going to do something, standard cout, the regular expression pattern matched the string. Okay, else, I guess not technically an error, but yeah. We're going to say the regular expression didn't match the string. Okay, let's try to actually run that real quick. So g++ standard equals plus 17 at least. Test TP, okay. Did we get it right? Yep. Didn't match the string over here. What if I do ECMA script? Looks like it still matches. So C++ is kind of disagreeing with us here. So, just for fun, let's see what we're actually trying to match with. Stir DPS regex. I'm actually going to enclose that in quotes, I think, just to make sure. Come on. Okay, quote. Let's recompile that. Now, it could be there's extra stuff at the end of the line, so it doesn't like that, but it really shouldn't matter. But just in case it does, it actually could start with that, because that is how the line starts. Okay. It did match the string this time. Okay, so it cared about the stuff at the end. Cool, so now we know what matches, we can actually do something with that line. So I'm going to say, since it matched, so for const auto, we're going to say reference match from matches. We're going to show all the matches. So standard cout is going to be capture group. Okay, that's a match. Let's just try that real quick. Didn't like stir line. I think I called it DPS line. Yeah, I did. Okay. Come on. Okay. Here we go. 18. We got the... So the 18th of the month. It's the daytime. It's the person committing the action. It's the action that happened, and then the damage. So I'm actually going to copy that for a second. And instead of just iterating through everything and dumping it all out, I want to get very specific things out of it. Okay. So, 1 is day of month. 2 is time of day, military. 3 is person who is doing the DPS. 4 is a method of doing damage. Kick, bite, slap, etc. Okay. And then, what else do we have? 5 is going to be the amount of damage dealt by the person performing the action. Just keep that consistent. So, what I can do here is I can break these up into strings. I'm going to say we have string for the, what's the actor I'm going to call it. I could say player, but it's the one committing the action, right? Which equals going to be matches, and that's 1, 2. This really is 1, because 0 is the whole thing it matched. So, it'll be 3. Okay, and then we have method doing damage. It's also going to be a string. Stir Method equals matches 4. Okay. Looks like we have some integers now. So I'm going to do int 8t, i8, day of month. It's never going to be greater than 31, and the limit of assigned, actually it should be unsigned because it's never going to be negative. The limit of this is 255. That's more than enough to hold it. So it equals, let's say, I could do standard stoi, so string to integer, and then I could parse it. So day of the month is matches 1 dot string, or stir is what it is. These actually need to be stir as well. I'm working on the string for that match. Okay, what else do I have? We have day of the month, we have time of day now. Let's do just this. So this one's going to be, I'm gonna have to say hour, minute, then second. Okay. Minute, second. These can be 60, this one can be up to 23. Really, it's only going to be 60, do we have to 59? Because if I meant 23, 59, 59, that's the last second of the day. Then it rolls back over to 0, 0, 0, which is midnight of the next day. Okay. So this will be... Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to do another regex to break this up even further if I do it this way. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is 2, this is going to be a 3, it's going to be a 4, this is going to be a 5, this is going to be a 6. And then we have one more, which is the amount of damage dealt. This is going to be a huge number probably, so I'm going to do UN64T, UN64 damage equals matches, it's going to be 7 dot stir. I'm going to parse that out. I'm going to say standard stoi. I'm not entirely sure this can return a UN64T, but I can look into that in a second. Yeah, anyway, let's see where do I want to go from here. I want to fix that regular expression so I can actually parse out these individual things here. So the way to do that now is going to be to look at each of these as its own capture. There we go. Now let's try it. And let's actually display it again. I'm missing something, right? I need C standard int now. C std int. That gives me my uint something t, right? If I were to write this regular expression, it's like it starts with this, ends with that, right? Something like that. Anyway, okay. Here we go. So we have the 18th is the month. Here's the hour, the minute, the second. Who's providing the action? Who's doing the damage, right? It's the actor, and we have the method, and we have the damage. Great. Okay. So now instead of showing it that way, I think what I want to do... So what I want to do is test each of the variables that I parsed into to ensure that the value that they have stored in them is correct. So standard cout, I'm going to say... Copy paste that a few times. This is going to be, what's the first thing? Day of the month, so I'll say day of the month. That's going to be UI8, day of month. I'm going to have to cast that because we're using cout, so I'll make it an int. Okay, then I'm going to say hour. Okay, int UI8 hour, come on. Minute, int UI8 minute. Okay. This is going to be second. That's to an int. UI8 second. Okay, then we have an actor. So actor, put that in quotes. Okay, that's going to be stir actor. Then we have method. Okay. Oops. Other side of that. So stir method. And then finally I have the damage that was dealt, so let's do that. Damage. And the damage that was dealt would be an integer again, let's say. Actually, it's an unsigned integer. I think all those are unsigned technically, but whatever. Go 64 damage. Make these all unsigned. Okay, we'll try and run that now. What we get? Day of the month, 18th, hour, yep, 10th, is that right? I can't see the actual string I'm matching, but whatever. Okay, 10/29/52, U/13. So, is it 10/29/52? 10/29/52, yep. Didn't get the year, so I don't care about it. So yeah, at this point I've parsed out a line from the file, and I can start doing things. I can find out when a fight starts, maybe by the first hit or something. Or maybe it'll say you've like entered combat or something when you first start fighting. I think I'm going to show that in the next one. And I'm going to start looking at subtracting from the date time that I've parsed here. If the day's changed, I have to consider that. And I'll probably add to the hour whatever's going to be the value from the previous day, right? So I get the delta that way. Anyway, if you like what you saw so far, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more content like this. And if you have any comments, suggestions, criticisms, please leave those. Right now, I have a pretty low volume of comments, so I'm able to read and I respond to all of them. Okay. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.